here, man. It's the We Outside show on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Hey, man, it's an extra today. We Outside extra. Um, me and my co-hosts are here today. We got DJ Shayna Tanae, Mr. Outside itself. We always here in the building. We got some special guests here with us today. We're doing an interview today. You know what I'm saying? We here. Appreciate y'all for coming to the cousin's house. Just saying what's up to all our cousins around the world. We got Alyssa here, emotional coach, and a whole bunch of other things that I don't want to mispronounce. So we're gonna let you introduce yourself to the people, and and she brought her friend with her, business partner, colleague. So we're gonna jump into it today. Tell the people who you are, where you from, what you do.
I am AV the PR. He knows me as Alyssa because we kind of go back before I was AV the PR. But I do public relations. I am in marketing. I am an emotional health coach. I also own a contracting and property management company. I am a published author and award-winning podcaster and spoken word performer. And I just be out here doing my thing.
Oh, you be doing poetry?
I do.
Spoken word?
Yeah. I used to. I don't as much anymore.
I ain't gonna hold you up. That's my thing right
That's
there.
your jam.
Poetry,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all need a good poet.
What is it? Inspiration X?
I go by many names in these poetry streets.
Okay. Okay.
My name be changing every week.
All right. So, the last I saw,
it's Inspiration X, but sometimes I change the king. But I'm gonna stick. Inspiration X is my pen.
I really like Inspiration X. If we're being honest here,
I came up with it in a dream.
I like that.
Not usually really, it sounded good.
See, well, I tell you, your cousins just be lying to you for no reason. It ain't right.
But we here though. Like I'm glad y'all here. And to give a little people some insight. So I know we had an interview an episode ago, but I just felt like we weren't able to give everybody some real gems and some keys to the concepts that you really had to lay out, and we didn't really get into the depth of who you are really. So, in hindsight of that, today that's why we're conducting this wonderful, wonderful interview.
And I appreciate you guys for having me back. I did have a great time when I came the last interview, though. It was a while.
I'm sorry, we could have fed you, but stuff happens.
Stuff happens, and it's okay. I had a great breakfast, so I think all is well.
Yeah. Always, we appreciate you being here with us today.
For sure.
Do you want to introduce yourself? We got you here.
I would actually really love the opportunity to present this wonderful business partner of mine, because can I get just a little, I want to give a little bit of
do your thing.
Background on
We're
this.
here for you today.
So I met this lovely soul about a decade ago, because my son will be 10. I was pregnant with him when I met her. We were both working at a big mortgage company downtown Detroit. Because I learned last time we don't give no free promo on this show. So I was working we were working at a big mortgage company downtown, major corporation. And it was a group of us. It's very, very connected for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
if they drop me 500, they can drop that.
For sure, we can drop all names.
They can drop their NMLS number.
Okay.
Super easy. It's right
super
after,
easy.
It's right after 29. And it's 2 times.
2 times. But I had ended, it was like a group of us. It was one other girl and an older lady, one other girl our age and an older lady. And me and her kind of just like hit it off immediately. And before I knew it, we were like just linked in. So I ended up getting fired from this company because I was pregnant, I was emotional, and everybody was trying to like make me laugh in the background, and they did it, but I was on the phone with the company. So I ended up getting fired from the company. She's the only one who like really kind of stayed in touch over the years. Fast forward to 10 years now, I say 8 now. And we both were kind of going through a situation where she was coming out of a relationship and I was coming out of friendships where it was kind of the same grieving process, and we were trying to figure out where to kind of go, but in different spaces. So we ended up talking one day, and I think it was for like a few hours. And after that, it was like inseparable, because we decided that when you meet your person outside of romantic relationships, you really got to appreciate that, because everything that she was saying, from the years that we had not talked, we had kind of gone through the same path, just in different worlds. So it was really cool to be able to go back to an old best friend and really be like, oh, we on the same, let's do this. And from then it's just been like this all day, every day, feeding off each other. So it is honestly
kind of like how Meech met the Colombian Connect, you know?
basically,
Like,
yeah.
okay, yep.
Like that's basically it. This my little Colombian over here. Like,
okay, all right. Don't mess up.
Okay.
See what happened to the last one. All right.
But it is honestly my pleasure to present Big Coco. Like, this will be my co-host on our upcoming podcast. This is my partner for a t-shirt collection that is coming out. She has been my partner for a couple of my business ventures that have been happening. So this is pretty much my right hand. You see where she at? Right here on my right hand.
Well, we
Shout out to
appreciate
Big
you
Coco.
coming. Appreciate you coming here today with us.
First of all, you're funny.
Oh,
Okay, let's
thank you.
start with that.
Appreciate it.
You're hilarious, and you're so chill and laid back. I'm not sure. She says she does edibles, so I'm gonna dig in my purse before I leave.
Oh,
We can
you
have
should
a
have told us. We could have dug in
conversation.
your purse while we was waiting.
In my
We definitely could
purse, you know, see
have
what-
had a little kumbaya moment.
little,
You know what I'm saying?
little namaste. Yeah, so I do go by Big Coco, and I have been just breaking out into the podcast world, and I trust her. So when she told me, like, since you ready, we can do this, I was like, let's do it. So
Oh, for sure.
now I am I'm a business mind, so I'm very, very, very excited to be here. Even just listening to how you just maneuver through your different business ventures and like how you handle your stuff, like I appreciate that. So, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you coming. And once y'all come to the cousin's house, y'all always cousins. Y'all always welcome here anytime. And while we at it, always check out We Outside the Show on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. We're always here with you. So check us out this coming up Thursday. You don't never know what we talking about. I can't even tell y'all yet. Like, that's how, I don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So y'all will find out on Thursday when y'all get here. So definitely tap into that episode. It's going to be crazy. And shout out to Aria. She couldn't be here today with us. But we'll have Aria in.
I'm super
fire
excited.
music. Check her out. Download Brown Skin.
I just watched the video too.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
her
was just about to
music
say
is- ain't gonna
I
hold you up.
checked her music out. She is out cold.
Man, when I turn her song on, I unzip my jacket a little
Nah,
bit.
I unzipped my jacket.
Like, I lit a
'cause,
couple
ooh,
candles. Like,
like it's a move.
oh my god.
It's a move
Man, listen,
for
you
sure.
gotta just
Yeah,
listen
I'ma
when you
send
get a
her-
chance. Listen
I'ma
to
send her a
Brown
link.
Skin.
Yeah.
It's on all platforms, but definitely tap in with us. But let's get into it. Let's get in the thick of it. What do you do?
Okay.
I know you an emotional coach.
She's a woman of many hats.
I
You
am.
are.
I call myself a woman of many wigs.
You a
Because
Renaissance.
depending on what wig I got on,
You're a
that's the
Renaissance
job I'm
woman.
doing for that day.
I like that.
You're a Renaissance.
This is my
woman.
interview wig.
Definitely. You
But
never know.
no, for real. Okay, so how I kind of even got into any of the industries that I got into was because I was a serial job quitter. I would get these great jobs, I would make this great money, and I would go in there and learn everything that I could, and then I would leave.
Uh-huh.
Like I would be done. Soon as I didn't like what they was talking about, soon as management started pissing me off, I would leave. I would quit. I'm sorry, y'all. He's distracting me.
Listen, I couldn't see her on the camera, and I'm like, I be wanting to give people the full
That's
view
fair.
of who I got here. So
I didn't
It was
personally
all
like this
love.
angle, which is why I moved the camera, but it's okay.
it's
That's
not.
all right.
I understand. And if you want to,
Nope, I'm gonna leave it where you at
We
because
can
this the
disembark
We
with
Outside
it.
show, so I'm gonna be
Listen,
outside with it and
it's
just take
all
it how it
love.
flow.
It's all
But
love.
no, I would quit practically every job that I had. So once I kind of started meeting people who were entrepreneurs who were my age,
Mhm.
it was like, okay, well, what's the difference between what y'all are doing and what I've been doing all this time? How are y'all able to get out here and start these businesses? And, what's the difference? There was no difference.
Mm.
But what I did learn, which kind of benefited me, was all those things in those years from working those corporate jobs and quitting. Because what I did learn was when you go into any job, it doesn't matter what level you're going into, what job position you're trying to go into, you have to take a customer service course through that company to learn their process, procedure, and how to talk to their customers or clients.
Facts.
Also, you learn their target market so that when you're talking on their phones and you're sending out their emails, there is a protocol that you are following to make sure that there is a standard that is all the way across the board.
Mhm.
That was the only thing our businesses were missing in my community. So I'm like, okay, I see the lack. I know how to feel the need.
Mhm.
So how do I get out here and do it the right way so that we're not doing the same things as before? Everybody kind of picks a job or picks a hustle and then they just start doing it. They don't do any research, they don't do any marketing, they don't find out any financial planning,
Because
they
we
don't
trying
learn
get
how to,
paid.
and I get that.
I'm not trying to study no job.
And see, that's the problem. That's the problem.
That's, I'm
Okay,
just saying,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
and that's what that was
that's
the
where,
problem
you know
I
what I'm
noticed.
saying? So,
And so with that, I started realizing that was the issue. They don't want to get out here and learn because they feel like you have to go get a 4-year degree to learn the information that you need to learn to run a business. So instead of getting that 4-year degree, they like, oh, well, I know how to sell this. I know how to do this. I'm going to just do it. Now your prices are 10 times higher because you don't know how to check the media. You don't know what is quality. You don't know what is the high end, the low end, what the median is for your particular product or service. You're not doing any of the research and you're kind of scaring off your audience. You're scaring off your market.
that's true.
Like with podcasting studios, I'll give that as an example because this is something that I'm dealing with now. Just looking into podcast studios, not just for myself, but for my clients who are ready to start podcasts.
Mhm.
I wanted to go through and come up with a list and, the pricing and what they have to offer. Do they have an engineer? Do they offer visual? And some of the places that were kind of like just starting out, they're charging $125, $150 an hour. And they don't offer visual. They don't have an engine. They don't have a professional engineer. They don't even have professional equipment. It's just a room with some mics and a small mixer.
Mm.
And I'm like, well, how did you come up with this price? Oh, because they said that the podcast studios was popular right now. Do you know what podcast studios are popular right now and what makes them popular?
Yeah.
Why are they popular? What are they offering that makes them popular? Because it's not this. You can't tell everybody that, and everybody doesn't have the brain to tell everybody that in a way that is not offensive. I figured out how to speak to people effectively because my major was communications. So I learned how to speak to people effectively to get my point across to where it seems like
I didn't mean to cut you off. You
Go
said
ahead.
you said you went to school for what?
communications.
Did you?
Yes.
I did too.
How did you enjoy it?
I just whoop ass. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? If that don't work, I don't know what else supposed to work. You know what I'm saying?
Communication.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Do
That's
you
how I
know
get
how
people to
many
come
more
here.
fights I have won with 18 syllable words than I have?
Listen,
Like,
no, I give you that. You know what's crazy? A lot of people don't know this,
wind it up.
but I actually used to teach the juvenile course for a lot of facilities in Detroit for juvenile abated kids. I used to actually teach the verbal and nonverbal course
Oh, cool.
for the city of Detroit. I did that for 2 years.
Okay.
So I definitely understand. It's crazy because I like communicating, but I hate communicating.
And there are a lot of people out there like that. They
Yes.
they choose not to, like,
In an effective manner.
yeah.
It's definitely.
Even outside of effective, like with contracting, taking over my dad's contracting and property management business. He's been in business for about 15, 20 years now.
Okay.
So he's super established in this field. what I always tried to figure out was, why are we negotiating these contracts for these people who are actually going out and doing the work? Because they don't know how to talk to customers to actually get the contract. They know how to use their hands. They can build, they can break, they can structure, but they cannot communicate. They would get absolutely nothing because they don't know how to negotiate for themselves. They don't know how to price out items. They don't know how to negotiate prices for items. It's a whole field of people who need to communicate for others because that is not their strong suit. They can get in and get the job done, but communication is not a part of their job.
You know what? They should have. I think that's probably one of the things that they should have offered us growing up, like going to school.
I
like,
agree.
When it comes to certain things that we actually need
I
to
agree.
take in this
Definitely.
world,
Sure.
like
I agree, which is
communication
why
would've been one of them.
I created a program to go into high schools. I would like to get into middle school soon, but I created a program to go into these high schools to teach them effective communication, how to process their emotions, how to process the emotions of the people around them so that they're not taking everything personal and then internalizing that
That's
and
big.
messing up in school, messing up in their after school activities, messing up at home if it's happening at school. You know what I'm saying? So that is why I went hard in a lot of the programs that I created from leaving those corporate jobs and coming into the entrepreneur world of the Black community. It was not just customer service. It was effective communication. It was emotional intelligence in business. It was me going back to become a psychologist because I realized that there is a huge lack in industrial organizational therapists.
Oh, for sure.
So I had to create these programs for customer service classes for small businesses. So once you get your business up and running, if that's you got it all together, now you have employees. Now you need to teach these employees how to talk to your customers, how to engage with you as a business owner, because sometimes they just don't know. They're going to kick it with you like y'all cool because they like, I know the owner. No, this is at the end of the day still a business. Now, if we talk outside of these hours, cool. But between these hours, there need to be boundaries.
So I got a question.
What's up?
This has nothing to do with the interview.
All right.
So both of you guys.
Okay.
Now here are we outside, even though it's an interview. Sometimes we like to be a little goofy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So y'all both single?
Yeah.
Single young ladies.
You don't gotta do that.
Oh no, it's all love. It just helps me. It helps me articulate. It helps me articulate the questions.
My chest got hot.
It's
Not
like,
being
what's the last thing? What's the last thing you text to a guy today?
Have I even texted a guy today?
You got me fucked up.
What's the last thing you texted a guy today?
That's what it was.
That's what you said?
Yes,
Oh.
that's what she
Oh,
said.
literally?
Like, that's why I
thought that
didn't
was a
move.
response.
No. That's what she said.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the
Okay,
response.
okay.
And I knew
Okay.
that as soon as it came out her mouth. That's why I'm like, oh, okay, my turn. I don't think I text a guy today.
Okay. All right.
That's
real.
wild. That's
okay.
I need to be
Not-
outside.
not-
I need to
not
go
really.
outside.
You
'Cause
just- you know what
damn,
I'm saying?
it's like 3:00. I ain't even text the nigga today. Lord.
Yeah,
Oh, all right. The only nigga I talk to is y'all and that police officer. I just got a ticket from that shit.
that's
wild.
true. You did just talk to the police.
And
Shout
I
out to the
think he
popos.
might be a little other sided.
And,
So
shout out to the popos out here.
yeah, plus we definitely support. I'm on the fence myself. Hello.
Oh, man.
Call me Big Q.
So I know that you are. I know that you dibble and dabble in a few different things, a few different business ventures.
Mhm.
What we are particularly more interested in at this moment, just right now,
Okay, what's up?
is the emotional support that you do.
Yes, let's
So,
talk about it.
Before
It's
we
my
get into
favorite.
it, I just thought this was really funny. So
Okay.
I'm on Instagram last night.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
and I'm scrolling and there's this gentleman and he's like offering emotional support. And how he does this emotional support is he offers cuddling sessions for men. Okay. Now these are men,
Mhm.
like, what men consider men, masculine, buff guys, and they're laying in the bed and they're hugging and they're saying it's very non-sexual.
Mhm.
But they were saying that it's helping them with their day-to-day activities. Now, as a straight man, I just don't have any needs to cuddle with another grown man to feel that my emotions are being supported, rather they're sexual or non-sexual. Um, do you offer cuddling services as part of your emotional support? It's for our viewers, like, you know what I'm saying? Do you offer that? Is some guys out there that may be in need of that service?
No.
Okay. I mean, I have to
Absolutely not. I do not.
I have to ask for the people that are gonna ask.
I will buy you a bear. I'll buy you a puppy.
Okay.
But what I will not allow
So
you to
you don't do the cuddling.
no,
sessions?
we ain't
Okay.
we ain't gonna do no cuddling sessions.
So the cuddling sessions are off.
Off. Yeah, sorry guys. No cuddling.
It'd be like
sessions. That's wild.
Hey fellas, I tried to help some of y'all out there. I know y'all lonely.
Start sweating.
So let's get into the thick of it. What is an emotional coach? I want to make sure I'm saying this right. What is an emotional
I am
coach?
an emotional health coach and practitioner.
An emotional health coach and practitioner. So
Yes.
What exactly is that? And let's just do that right now. What exactly is it?
An emotional health coach and practitioner is someone who has actually studied and been certified in basically the process of the emotions across the full spectrum. We involve the nerve system. We include we try not to include a lot of the things that what I ended up learning in psychology, like childhood traumas, things like that. We don't necessarily focus on that part because that's not what's important in that moment. We are focusing more directly on how you're feeling right now. Why are you feeling? Is it because of what you're actually going through right now, or are you attaching this emotion to something that's happened previously?
Yeah.
So once we get through those process of emotions, it is about learning how to navigate through them now, because you are never going to be without emotion. So the best thing for you to do is to understand what emotion is, how to process it, what triggers are, how to either avoid those triggers or learn how to work through those triggers as quickly as they're happening.
Okay.
So
that's what's up. So we're gonna take a quick music break.
mm-hmm.
We're gonna come right back. We're gonna get into that. But before we leave, this music break is actually sponsored by Harper's Vending. You can find all your Harper's Vending needs here. It'll have vending machines available, A through Z, and all the snacks that you can think of. From here to India to China, we get you what you need, when you need it, and how you need it. Check out Harper's Vending on Instagram and all other platforms that you look for all your snacking needs. Welcome back, good folks. We just having a couple little technical difficulties, so I had to take a quick little break, but we back. Like I said, I got my co-host here, the woman of many names. We got Shayna Tanae here with us, and we have, I don't know what to call her anymore. Alyssa, EQ, EV, the equalizer, emotional coach. We got Big Coco here with us.
Her name was easy. Ain't that some shit? You just
Easy.
let her.
One
Like,
name. You know
2
what I'm
letters.
saying?
AV.
AV. We here. But we here, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that
Sick
you're
of
able to stay. So we're gonna just jump right back to the thick of it. So I know you was telling us exactly what it is, your title.
Mm-hmm.
So we just gonna get into these questions.
All right.
All right, you know what I'm saying? If you don't want to answer,
Pass.
no, you gotta go.
All right.
If you
Like,
do want
I
to
gotta
answer,
leave?
yeah, the dough right there.
Damn. Like,
No.
that
No.
escalated so
So
quickly.
just a couple of, I call them icebreaker questions.
Okay.
So do you find that being an emotional coach, does this get in the way of relationships?
Yes.
And not, I'm talking like, trying to date.
Trying to date, my friendships, all of that. Like it gets in the way of relationships.
What's the biggest issue?
I cannot stop analyzing my friends. She will tell you, we'll be in a regular conversation and she might just want to vent. And I'll be like, oh, okay, great. So now that you've done this, now you should focus on A, B, and C. And if you would like, we can come up with a plan to do this, that, and the third. And I know she probably sometimes be overwhelmed, like,
I didn't ask
or
for
I
that.
could just cry, bitch. Like,
Yeah.
just let me cry. Like,
Like,
what are
I
you
just wanted
doing? Like,
I was just trying to tell you what was wrong.
okay, like
I
you
didn't-
want to? I'll take a hug. So you know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people do that. Like, especially depending on what type of role you're in life. I'll try to just shut up.
I can't.
Like, it's really a battle. It's really a battle with myself and God. Like, because I've come to a consensus. I'm at an age now, like, I don't necessarily want an answer from some people. Sometimes if you the closest person to me and I'm having a really bad day, or maybe I have some good news, I just want to share it because
And that's it.
you know what I'm saying? I just want to share it. I don't want nothing back. I just want you to nod your head, yep, and show me some support. I don't want to hear nothing else. But I'm getting into the age now where I feel like a lot of people need that. Not because the advice isn't good, but they just don't need the advice at that particular moment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's up, that you can admit to that.
Yeah.
Now, how do that play into relationships though? That's cool. That's your friend. But like, if you're in a serious relationship, do you find yourself over analyzing the people you're dating?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So on a
Very much so.
on a bigger scale, because it can always go downward. On a bigger scale, how did you feel like it helps though?
Because I'm able to be more patient with them because I understand more. And while it may be frustrating for them to hear, it is necessary for us to have the conversation, because if we're in a relationship, at some point, I'm going to have to understand what's happening in order to maneuver going forward. Because if I know you and I know, okay, this don't really have nothing to do with me, this is kind of something outside of the relationship, I can, just a pat on the shoulder, you need something to eat, and we can leave it at that. But on the other side of it, I can kind of get a breakdown of how it even started, and if I can contribute more than just a pat on the shoulder. So it kind of goes.
Okay. So do you feel like it helped you with being more verbal or being like more non-verbal when it comes to so I'm seeing, and like today, everybody wants men to be more okay with being openly emotional, but not emotional, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Put a little comment. I've been seeing that a lot, like just in the world. I was just like, came off the top of my head. But do you find that do you meet a lot of men that they really need some healing and
And therapy.
they talk to you because you have this business savvy mindset that you do this. Do you find them trying to articulate a relationship and get healed with you at the same time?
Yes. Yes. I've had to end so many what could have been mutually beneficial and lucrative like partnerships because I have such an inviting space for vulnerability. Now they attach vulnerability with a relationship. And that's not necessarily the case. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have more than your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife that you should be vulnerable with. You should have
I'm sorry. I got hit the bell on myself. Listen, did y'all hear what she said? Did y'all hear what she said? Fellas. Like I'm talking to fellas, but I'm talking to everybody. Did y'all hear what she said? You need to depend. Not even depend. You need more help outside than your relationship. I don't understand why people feel like you can handle all of that stuff. Like some stuff you're not supposed to put on the other person.
You're not.
It's too heavy.
Yeah.
It's too much. They dealing with their trauma, their depression, their issues, and here you come with your trauma, your depression, your issues, and you want to.
We still got to maintain a household and a family.
On them.
Yep.
Man, I love that you said that. So, oh my God.
So
I really believe, like, I'm a wholeheartedly really believe. I did therapy for like 6 or 7 months. I'm gonna go back. I ain't go back because insurance.
Okay,
insurance
I understand.
Get real expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't it though?
But you need it. Like that's the most expensive medicine, but the best medicine that they can give you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I personally feel. But I'm glad that you said that. You brought that. You shine some light on that. Now, I hate that I cut you off, but I just gotta ask you this. Do you find that being in therapy and doing what you do, do they contradict each other? And if they do, how are you able to separate the two entities to make them work for you?
Me being in therapy and being a therapist, is that what you're saying? Me being a therapist, it is essential that I go to therapy.
Okay.
It is absolutely essential. Just like they say in church, you got to pray for the preacher. The therapist needs therapy too, because I can get so wrapped up in, like, if I see the potential, for example, I see your potential through the roof because you have a business mind. You already have everything established that you want to do. You have a great partner. You guys are working towards what it is that you both are passionate about. So behind you, I would step a little different in our therapy sessions. So if you were to come to me with something that was like kind of borderline pushing you toward giving up on something, I would internalize that. Like it would really bother me. I would work a little harder to come up with a program that works for you because I don't want you to get discouraged. So once I internalize that and I put that so much on myself, I end up having to go to therapy like, I don't know why this is just so important to me. And then I'm reminded it's because at one point you saw that same thing in yourself and you wish you had somebody who kind of pushed you or made sure that it was a program that worked for you to make sure you didn't give up. So then I have to step outside of that. Like, okay, they are not me. I am not them. I can only do the best with what I have. I do my best. I give the best information that I can give them. I give it to them in a concise and appropriate manner. And that's all that I can do. So I have to go to therapy sometimes to remind myself of that. You can only do what you can do.
That's what's up. And the reason I ask that is because I think a lot of people have the misconception that a lot of people who are in the therapy field or therapist field or in the field of being able to help other people challenge those things that are, giving them equal problems in their life, they need to seek out help. People feel like people may come off perfect, or they may feel like that they don't have any issues or no skeletons in their closet. So I just want to shine some light on that.
Yeah, we all fucked up out here.
Oh, for sure. For sure, you know what I'm saying? Hurt people.
Okay.
And fat people. You know what I'm saying?
That's
that's what we out here doing. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up though. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I want to get into a little deep.
All right, let's get deep.
We don't get deep.
I like the
I wish
bill.
Jacquees was here so he can sing a song.
Okay.
I like Jacquees. He sound like that.
Wow, you did not just have to come
That's
for
how
that
he do.
man like that.
That's
What did he
that
do
man
to you?
I ain't gonna hold you up. The man ruined my life out here. I ain't gonna hold
Oh
you.
my lord!
Trey Songz ruined my life too. I
What
can't
did
tell
Trey
nobody the
Songz
story.
do? Okay.
You know what? I'll tell y'all the story since we're here. We're doing an interview, but I'll tell y'all a quick story. So, about in 2000 and I want to say 9, I was dating this girl. She was like
That
a
was a bad time.
she's like a
to be Trey
model
Songz.
type chick. She was like trying to get her feet wet in the game
Okay.
and stuff like that. So she traveled a lot. And good people. We went on a couple
Oh,
dates.
man.
We went on a couple dates. She's like, "Oh, I'm going to China." And I'm like, "What you about to do in China?" And at this point in life, I hadn't even had a passport yet. I'm just like, she's going to China. And she like, "Oh, I'm about to go do like some modeling stuff, modeling agency stuff like that." But it was all legit. Like
Okay.
that's what she did. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm just like, all right, bet. So I took her to the movies before we left. Went to the movies, had a good conversation, all that. And she called me and was like, "Oh my God, guess who's out here?" I'm like, "Who?" She's like, "Oh, Trey Songz out here." I'm like, "Oh, that's what's up." And at this time,
Okay.
his album just dropped, The Passion, Pleasure, and Pain.
Oh, and that was.
So I was already in the car
Yeah.
jamming to the song. So
That was the
anyway,
one.
to make a long story short, I guess she ended up sliding on Dog and Dog slid on her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn,
Oh.
man, I could have just kept it G and rocked it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? I guess if Dog wanted it and
Like,
I'm
it gotta
getting it,
be
then
something
what I'm
like,
saying?
oh,
I'm
but-
doing something right.
Like, no, you whore.
But yeah, I was like, get away from me. I don't want that Salvation Army coochie. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. Don't get away from me. Goodwill, you know what I'm saying?
Good.
They took it in through the back door. Now they want to sell it to me. In the
Okay,
front.
no, I'm
Like,
straight.
I'm good. I ain't
through.
gonna name her, but whatever. But anyway,
Okay, she know.
she know who she is. If you listening to this,
Fuck you, whore.
I'm
That
I
was
ain't-
me. He ain't say
that was
that. I
her.
said
I'm
it.
at peace with it. You know what I'm saying? But damn,
Have to
if you
my
ever do
dog
a
like that.
documentary with Dog in 10 years, tap me in for the Netflix special.
Okay,
I'm ready. You feel me?
because I was a
I'm
part of
here.
the story. That's
I'll
all I'm
definitely-
saying.
I need my 15 minutes
That's
of fame.
all I'm saying.
So, what do you provide to people? Like, I know that you do the consultations,
Mhm.
you do the emotional, but what are the services that you actually provide to people, and what right now? What type of information can you give to people? The best 60 seconds of information right now.
Okay, best 60 seconds of information. So, look, there are going to be a lot of times where you are feeling like you are held back in certain situations, and it's not because you are not progressing. It is not because you don't recognize your passion or that people don't see you or that they don't recognize your gift or your talent. A lot of people will not be able to appreciate who you are just based off of the fact that we have to unlearn and relearn a lot of the information that we were given from our parents. Just like back in the day when they told us stay off the internet terrible, the internet bad, it ain't gonna last long. Now people are making millions and millions of dollars off of the internet. That was because they came from a place where they didn't understand what the new technology was. They didn't understand about evolution. They didn't understand about mental growth and mental health. These are the things that were kept from our community. The only thing that we were given in our community were encyclopedias. They decided what information went into those encyclopedias. They decided what information would be taught from those encyclopedias. Now that we have access to more information, we need to figure out what part of that information can help us to grow, what part of that information can help us to evolve into who we're actually meant to be. That's what emotional health coaching is, because you will get so wrapped up in being overwhelmed because you got miscommunication and misinformation from the past that you won't look towards what's most important to you or what you can do best. So recognizing where your emotions lie, where they came from, that is how you get outside of that space.
Hit your 60 seconds.
Boom. That's cool though.
That's dope. I like it. I can dig it. I can dig it. And you know, from time to time we get a little fun here. You know, even on interview days, it's still gonna get spicy. Like, don't get it confused.
Oh yeah.
Don't get it confused with we outside extra episodes. Don't do that now. We, you know what I'm saying? We still and what we doing? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get the people a little bit more who you are and what exactly it is, how you cover these certain things. So what wholeheartedly got you into this type of profession? It's not every day that people are wake up and say, hey, I want to wake up, because you're in the business of service.
Mm-hmm.
It's not people don't just wake up and be like, I want to help people. This is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wake up and don't like themselves. So what got you to this profession? What pulled you into this?
Two things.
Okay.
First thing, I was 16 years old. I was sitting on my grandmother's stairs after a funeral, and an older lady, she had to be in her early 30s.
Okay.
She was sitting there and she was just looking so sad. I can still see the look on her face right now. I just sat next to her and was like, what's wrong? She started talking. And before I knew it, we had been sitting there. Remind you, I'm 16. She's way older than me. I don't know this lady from a can of paint. She just so happened to come from the repast with one of my cousins.
Okay.
She tell me her whole story. By the time she gets up, walk to the trash can and throw a bottle of pills away. Come back and tell me, you don't know how bad I wanted to take that whole bottle of pills. You saved my life today, little girl. That stuck with me for a very, very long time, but I didn't do anything with it. I'm just like, okay, that was a one-off, you know what I'm saying, situation. Congratulations, me. Yay. Later on in life, I'm sitting with my aunt. She owns a boutique. She had owned a boutique for years. And when I look at her, I see the epitome of boss. Like, she done ran her company for years. She's educated. She is God-fearing. Like, she is what I envision as that one. She was sitting there in tears, and I could not figure out, how could you have everything and be so upset? What's the problem? And that kind of got me asking her questions about where she came from. Like, because she's my dad's best friend. They all went to high school together. Her, my mom, my dad, they all grew up in the same neighborhood. So that's how I called her my aunt. But just trying to learn where she came from and learning how, if you don't get your emotions in check, it don't matter what you accomplish. You are going to be unhappy, miserable, sick. You are never going to actually be living in your purpose, and you'll never be able to help the people around you fulfill theirs.
So I'm glad you said that. You actually helping my flow chart go a little bit better than what I perceived.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, you just said you were talking about emotions. What's the biggest emotional factor that you feel like is one of the major problems? I don't just want to say like in men, but in people in general. What's the biggest obstacle? Because, you know, I want you to drop some gems for the people at home. You know what I'm saying? So what's the biggest obstacle that you find challenging for other people to overcome when it does come to emotions?
Fear. That's easy. Fear.
Why is that though?
Because, again, going back to what we've learned for years and years and decades, there is, so speaking, I'll go to men and then I'll go to women. With men, there is such a fear to be vulnerable. There is a fear to be anything outside of what has been deemed a man. That's why everything is, oh, that's gay. That's gay. That's gay. But in reality, we're all just different people. We have different backgrounds. We learn different things. We come from different families. We did different sports growing up that introduced us to different cultures. Some of us were in camps. We learned things that we like to do, but because it is so out of the norm, it is scary for people to live in their own truth. A lot of these, I really hate to say this, but I just had this conversation on another radio show, and I'm not even going to get into it because honestly, they were extremely ignorant. I will never go back on that show. They are not We Outside. They are not the cousins. I do not fuck with them. But yeah, like, period. But we were talking about how one of the co-hosts brought up fighting demons in men and how a lot of that is their attraction to other men.
What?
And when she broke it down, I actually understood where she was coming from. It doesn't have to be a sexual attraction.
Okay.
Men are scared to be platonically attracted to other men. Like where a girl, we
I
can
feel
see
like-
each other in the bathroom.
Mhm.
We're not scared to be like, girl, you look so cute. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We're not, that's not a fear for us
Yeah.
because we don't worry about being judged behind that.
Yeah.
You can't go
I feel like
somewhere.
I feel like now is like I ain't that old, but crossing over from I don't know. I'm a different type. I'm a different type of cat. I was bred a little different. You know, when I'm growing up, I used to like even now, like when I tell like, man, them sneakers hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? That fit tough, bro. Now my come across might be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? But I like fashion though. I like different stuff. So, but I do feel you on that though. It's unless it's like your homeboy or something, you really
you
kick it,
really
you know what I'm
don't
saying?
know
Like, oh, yeah, man,
because
look,
you don't know.
And I feel like that's funny you said it because I feel like we live in now like a more I call it hypersensitive. I feel like we live in a super hypersensitive world, and you're allowed to be yourself without really being yourself.
Mhm.
As long as it look good for a click, a like, a
Mhm.
love, a share, a comment.
Mhm.
By the way, click, like, love, and share this video.
By all means.
By all means, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
All
share
that.
with your grandma, auntie, and
Okay.
your
Send it
pastor.
via text, all that.
I think you definitely hit something on that there because I was sitting here thinking men don't necessarily do that on the regular, and
They don't.
and it could be so much more. I feel like it could be so much more teaching moments like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you
I agree.
think it's on like both, like on both ends too? Like the person receiving it too, like they don't know how to receive it too. Like
I
they might
yes,
look at it like
very much
you
so
know.
because you're not allowed to, like you said, you're allowed to be yourself, but don't be yourself so much to where you offend somebody
Yeah.
else, regardless if they offend you or not. With that situation being the person to receive the compliment, you want to say thank you and you appreciate it, but you also don't want to overstep because if that person is something that you're not comfortable with, it depending on their response, it could turn into a totally different situation. So that's a whole different level of fear because it's not just cancellation for these celebrities. You can be canceled in real life
Yeah,
for,
it's
you know what I'm
cancel
saying?
culture. Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's a fear on so many different parts of the spectrum. And that's why I had to make sure, and that was the issue that I had on the other show. They could only process romantically. And there is so much more than romantic interactions that can happen between men. Like,
Oh no, for sure.
yeah, like
I think it's so cool to be able to articulate things like that, especially on a higher level. So, like, you know, when men get together, of course, like, you know, we chuck and drive and, you know what I'm saying, we talk. That this is how we do. But as I'm getting older, as I find myself looking for a more, I'm not going to say I'm looking for a more mature crowd to hang with. I'm not going to say I'm looking for like super older guys to hang out with, but I'm at an age where I'm looking for like more substance and value. Like I'm going to keep speaking on, I like substance and value. But when I say that, I don't necessarily mean like I want to be out here having Bible sessions every night.
okay,
You know
like
what I'm
we
saying?
out here
But,
protesting every
I'm
goddamn
not
weekend.
sitting out here. I'm
Like,
trying to, you know, like shout out to Black Lives Matter, but I'm
For
not
sure.
saying I'm gonna be out here in the street.
shout out to New Era
You
Detroit.
know what I'm saying?
too.
Oh yeah, shout out to them too. But what I'm saying is at least like be able to have some some conversations that don't necessarily lead to get some ass. You know what I'm
A
saying?
well-rounded crew.
Or us or always talking about, you know, going to get drunk, get high. You know what I'm saying? Something that's more than us just doing nigga shit. You know what I'm saying?
There is also a fear associated with that.
You know what I'm saying? At some point, I feel like we got it. Of course, we love where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is bred different. And, you know what I'm saying? So that's super dope. That you could essentially put that in words and be able to get that out. That's a big issue for a lot of people, especially in our brown and black community.
I agree.
And like you said, that trauma go back to a lot of stuff. That can go back to a lot of stuff.
That can go back to shit. Harriet
Childhood.
Tubman having
you know what I'm
to
saying?
bust a nigga in the head like, nigga, let's go. Like,
Yeah,
we
like,
gotta go.
you know what I'm saying?
Like, so
definitely, for
it's
sure.
it's a learned behavior, and that's why I said it's so important that we have to be willing to unlearn certain things that we have been conditioned to feel as the truth. Like even my mom, I've recently had a conversation with my mom.
Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to my mom because honestly, this took a lot, and I know that there are a lot of people my age who wish that they can have these type of conversations with their parent and get the results that I did. Me and my mom were able to really sit down and discuss how the shit that she taught me growing up, it does not help me today.
That's big.
It doesn't help me today.
Ooh.
And it doesn't mean that you were a bad mom. It doesn't mean, and because let me say this.
That's real.
People think that you have great parents just because they're not on drugs, because they're not running the streets, because they're not abusing you. But in reality, if they're not helping you grow with the way that the world is growing, they are not, they're essentially hindering you. And it's not, like I said, it's not to say, and I had to tell my mom this, it's not to say that you were a bad mom. It's not to say that you didn't do your thing, because I grew up in Highland Park. I didn't know that we grew up in a poor neighborhood because I had everything. Like I had everything. My neighbors, they sold drugs, but they had everything too. So she created a life for me that I didn't realize was a problem until I got older. She was able to accept that. She was able to see where she messed up at. She was able to apologize to me because she realized now, with more information right at the tips of our fingers, the shit that she learned to be a parent was bullshit. And she had to learn a different way. And now that she sees how I treat my son and how I do things with my son, she gets it. Perfect example. Over the weekend, we were going to a birthday party with our family. Like we had a mini family reunion in Vegas. So yeah, it was my cousin. He has Down syndrome and it was his 50th birthday. So, you know, that's a big thing. They don't necessarily make it to 50. So whole family went out there. She wanted all the kids. Well, she wanted my son to come to the birthday party and, you know, be with the other kids. But my son is really like one of the only younger kids. So she was like, oh, well, you used to come to all the parties, the stuff back in the day. And I had to tell her, I'm not doing that with my son, because those parties that you used to take me to where y'all was all having a good time.
We was unsupervised.
We were unsupervised as fuck. And our older cousins were exposing us to shit that we should not have been exposed to. There's no reason I should have been that age watching porn, knowing what sex toys are. Like I should not have been exposed to that. And you didn't know that because you were having a good time and you felt like family protects family. That's true.
That's true. Till Uncle Tom opened up the door.
Not even that. Those cousins that are my age are hanging out with other kids. Those other kids are exposed to other things. So when they come back, it looked like the cool shit for them to show us, not realizing that that's fucking us up.
So that's deep. That's deep.
Yeah, you said you wanted to drop jewels today.
No. By all means.
It
definitely.
And that's why my son, that's why I am very particular about, I don't force anybody on my son. I don't force my son to go to anybody's house where he has stated he's uncomfortable.
Definitely.
I have opened up a space for him to tell me. Anybody who knows my kid will tell you, if he don't like some shit, Mom, I don't, and he'll pull me to the side. Mom, I don't like that. I don't like them. I don't like that. And I want you to be able to, because I couldn't go tell my mom, I don't like it here, because when I went to go tell her, Mom, can we please go? We'll go when I get ready. And I told her that too. Like when I was trying to tell you, can we get up out of here? Yeah. It was always, we'll go when I get ready. She had to sit down and really process that and apologize. I'm not doing that.
Shout out to her for actually.
Yes. Shout out to my mom.
Yeah, because a lot of parents ain't
get out of here, get over it, let it go.
Right. So the fact that she was willing to be open to that conversation and to even apologize.
That's a super. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall during that conversation.
Man, I really wish I would have set that up for a podcast, honestly, or at least a show to put out for somebody else's at the time, because I think that would have been really, really dope.
Y'all was gonna be on there crying like dog, but he.
I can honestly say my mom is a G. Like for real, my mama a G. It ain't gonna be none of that crying.
But you know the show I'm talking about, that, right?
Absolutely. Like I think it was Intervention.
It was so funny. So I'm glad that you sharing some of your life with us. I appreciate that. Our viewers and supporters appreciate that as well. So tell us, what is this new podcast?
We are still in the opening stages or the beginning stages of it, but and work this idea out with her.
Y'all got a name?
We don't have a name yet. We're actually
Okay.
working between a few names, and we want it to be perfect because this is really, really personal to us.
Okay.
We are moms, we are business owners, we work 9 to 5s, we go to school, we smoke weed.
Hey, shout out to marijuana.
We take care, okay, we take care of our kids. We get out here and we make something of ourselves, whereas there are so many people who feel discouraged because they have kids. They feel like they don't have help. They feel like they don't have a support system. They don't know how to find information and resources. They don't understand the dynamics of co-parenting, how to start a business as a parent, how to put their kids on credit. Like,
Okay.
it's so much that needs to be taught to other moms
Definitely.
and other just people in general. And we funny as fuck.
Definitely.
So
I
like,
definitely would extend my olive branch. I'm actually gonna I have 2 specials that we're gonna do.
okay.
So I have a round table. No, 3 specials. So I have a round table with men,
Okay.
and I have a round table with women. Now, unfortunately, I'll be at both of
Of course.
them. And then I'll do a mixed round table.
Okay.
So the purpose of this round table is to give opinionated thoughts and views from different people, different ethnic and social backgrounds, so we can talk about things like the kid situation,
Mm-hmm.
smoking,
Yep.
working,
Mm-hmm.
bundling that shit up and putting into a relationship, throwing that shit in the world and hoping that shit work one day.
Mm-hmm.
Because to be quite frankly, every day is like turn the fucking video game on.
I swear to
You
God.
don't know what fucking level you're gonna hit.
Okay.
You just don't know. Like I don't care how
Just
perfect
gotta
your
get
life
on the
is.
sticks.
I don't care how good you're doing or how bad you're doing. Every day is a new fucking chapter.
Mhm.
The shit is quite frankly some days fucking disturbing that I'm an adult. I'd be like, why am I
goddamn.
fucking,
Like,
why
this
am I
shit
responsible
crazy.
for fucking stuff and people?
Okay,
Like-
stuff and people.
Like I be getting ready to do something for myself. I was like, yeah,
Like,
buy some shoes. Then I was like,
shit.
DTE, consumers,
Yeah.
phone bill, Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Who the fuck is Weef?
Okay.
Like, what the fuck? But
Like, why
I
am I
definitely
this
want to
nigga?
extend that olive branch, for y'all to come out, to
And we want to have the We Outside show on
definitely.
the show.
We're
because-
actually gonna get ready to be outside.
Yeah, like that's what we're trying to do. We
Definitely.
want to go outside with We Outside
Oh, definitely.
and see
And
what's up, because I really would love to have you on the show, especially for some of our co-parenting segments.
you sure?
because- yes.
I'm all.
No, and this
Listen,
is
I'm a hard
why
ass.
this is why I want you on for the show, because
A lot
I
of people
kind of
don't
know
agree
your
with my parenting.
situation.
A lot of people don't listen. A lot of people don't agree with my parenting ways, but
And that's why we want you on the show.
but I love all my children. I
Mhm.
say that I love all my children.
They love you too.
Okay.
They do. I am a very fun but serious.
You're a
Parent.
very passionate father.
Like I equally love all my children, and I will equally whoop all their
all
ass.
they asses.
And
Okay.
and a lot of people don't agree with how I parent, but I don't care because exactly.
That's
And everybody's parenting flaws that they seen with their parents. So if you're doing slightly better than your parents,
God damn it, you on a roll.
yeah, no, speak.
Please speak.
So when it comes to parenting, and you said you have 4 children,
Yeah.
I have 4 children as well.
Okay.
I'm also the product of a 4 children dynamic household.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what you do as a parent.
Yeah.
Those 4 kids are going to grow up and be who they are, right?
Mm.
None of us in my family, as far as the kids go, none of us are the same.
Mm.
We each got something different out of the
Facts.
parents. So instead of putting that mindset on like, oh, I have to be this way with all the kids, and I'm not trying to change like your outlook on parenting, of course, but instead of like putting that pressure for whoever's listening, that pressure, take that shit off. Like it
Yeah.
it
Gotta be
doesn't
who you
matter.
gotta
You
be.
have to be who
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
And I feel like I love all of my children equally. I will definitely whoop ass equally. That's
Yeah.
what it is. But I've also learned to tweak certain things
Oh,
because
definitely.
each child is a little bit different.
Punishment got to be different for every kid.
Yeah.
I gotta
I'm learning that.
I have a 13-year-old teenager.
Uh-huh.
She is my most responsible child. Like I trust her.
That's what's up.
I have an 8-year-old son. I'ma choke him. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
be like that. Different,
I
different
love
strokes
my
for different
baby,
folks.
but he's also an emotional child, so I
Mm.
have to tweak how I handle him.
Yeah.
My middle baby girl, thug. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Gang bang.
Yeah.
Like it's something about
That's
that.
how my little baby is.
It's something about it.
She be waiting for the
She
ops.
don't
That's what-
care.
That's my. I feel that's how my little baby. I be like,
Why you
clean that.
doing this
I
to
be
me?
like, she know like this how gangster she is. Like this my dog. I was telling my wife this earlier. So before my kids left, I said, hey man, make sure I clean them rooms because they not clean when y'all leave. When y'all come back from the weekend, ain't nothing going down in this crib, bro.
County
I'm
jail.
not, it's dead. Man, I came in the crib today, baby girl. You know, she got some Legos on the table, bed made up, her toy, everything put up. Go in my sunroom, this shit look like Titanic in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be like, she be fucking lit. Like she been here before. Like her mind, I be like, damn man, you know me already. We been cool in another life. Cause she know, like she, like when I come in the crib, like she know, like we speak. It's good morning, hello. But we don't do that. Come in the room, don't speak. She be like, "Are you supposed to talk when you come in the room?"
Yeah.
Knock on the door, like she get it, like she been here. But like my son, he a little bit more, real sophisticated guy. You know what I'm saying? He voices his concerns and his emotions. He wants to be heard and felt. You know what I'm saying? So that's different for me because I'm used to saying, "Shut the fuck up." I don't want to hear that shit right now. Not because I'm mean, but
that's where I'm
that's
at.
just how I was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel you, bro. I'm trying to pay these bills.
Yeah.
I know you feeling this way right now, but them feelings ain't gonna help me do this right now. So I need you to just sit back for a minute. I'm gonna get to you and we can do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, I feel you though, getting on that. That's a great conversation
And
to
I was
have.
just about to say, can we talk about that too, real quick? Telling these young men to shut the fuck up and go.
It's
Basically,
not cool.
It's not because they become older, they become grown men who now don't have a voice, and they would rather take it out physically than being able to say, I don't like that shit, because them saying I don't like that shit, it was always shut the fuck up. Now that you are older, I ain't gotta shut the fuck up and I'll beat your ass.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want, because a lot of the men that I've come across, like doing these summits and these conferences, they all say the same thing. Their voice is so loud now because they got shut down so much as a kid. And it took years and a lot of counseling and a lot of therapy for them to be able to be comfortable being themselves.
I've seen
I feel it.
a few things like that too.
I like that spectrum.
Yeah, I've seen a few issues with that too.
And I wholeheartedly agree. This is where my devil's advocate comes into who I am as a man. So like I wholeheartedly agree with that. And being an older gentleman now, and actually, yeah, because I be feeling it. Some days I feel like I just need a cigar and a whiskey with my fedora on, and I'm here. You feel me? I'm Himberly. You know what I'm saying?
Himberly.
I'm Himothy. You know what I'm saying? I'm Hinovan. You know, I'm here. But so I feel like, especially like, you know, shut the fuck up and deal with it. Now, it's some areas of being a man where this is where, man, this would be a great topic, where women can't teach their sons.
Absolutely.
It's this part right here.
Absolutely.
Now, it's a part where we do say, shut the fuck up and deal with it. It's some parts of life, as a grown-ass man, is not you have to shut the fuck up and deal with it. Now, it's not saying you can't process your feelings. I never tell anybody that. But it's a couple criteria in life where you're going to meet that, and you're going to have, at least at some point, somebody need to tell you, shut the fuck up and deal with it. Because when you become to adulthood, like right now, I got a couple of things I'm dealing with. I can't cry about them right now. I can't express that shit to nobody. I'll be able to later, but like some things you got to just take. Like I play football. I'm not about to, oh, my coach said I didn't get him. I'm sorry, man, I missed the block. He don't have time to hear that shit from me. I got to shut the fuck up and figure this out right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain aspects in life.
There is a difference.
A couple.
Though.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's just a couple of areas that I'm going to have to
things,
be like, you got to shut the fuck up because I love you.
Even then, it's not shut the fuck up and deal with it. It is, okay, You feel how you feel. I understand that.
Yeah.
Let's process that and figure out how to find a solution. It's
Yeah,
never,
oh, no,
it's
for
never
sure.
shut the fuck up and deal with it. And that's where we have to kind of
Yeah.
change that, because a lot of people feel like that, but they don't know the boundary of where you put that in and how to express it. They will very literally take that and find certain moments to literally say, shut the fuck up and deal with it. When in reality is, okay, I understand this shit is not ideal. Nobody wants to go through nothing like this, but we gotta process these feelings, and we gotta figure out a solution so that we are out of this space.
Yeah, I definitely think you gotta
want to teach them, because also with what you
gotta articulate it. I all wholeheartedly respect that. You definitely gotta articulate. So, man, it's so hard. It's not hard to communicate. So as a man, like I find myself being like a manly man. Like I do the shit I'm supposed to do, and then sometimes I got to do shit that I don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? And nobody can prepare you for the shit that you don't want to do, and nobody can prepare you for the things that you have to deal with behind closed doors. Because, like, I love my mama, great woman, did what she could. There's a lot of times where she probably should have told me to shut the fuck up. A couple of times. Not necessarily where I wanted to express myself and be vulnerable and get that emotional love from her. Few times where, like, I got into a tussle here, or I ran into, like, some, as growing up, becoming a man, running into some money shit. Not necessarily saying, like, hey, shut the fuck up, deal with it. But maybe, like, hey, you made a couple mistakes along the road of this money. But when you got some hard-headed men out, there's a lot of tough, hard-headed. You know, you got to give them that tough love in front of that and then break it down. But I think that's where it comes from. That
get to that
point, but that's where I feel like you need the best of both worlds, because I feel like after you articulate this hard side, you got somebody like you to bring that in and explain that and develop that. But every now and then, you might need to hit a brick wall. But I'm not saying every day you shut the fuck up. I'm just, maybe if it slip up one time, like, hey, bro, shut the fuck up. But I'm not saying like every day, shut the fuck up. I don't care about your feelings. I don't give a fuck what you doing or where you living at, sleeping
Building
at.
up the emotional intelligence of a child is so much easier than undoing some of the things that you do as an adult.
I'm getting to. So that's what
I love that you
said
that.
You said how you feel like in those certain situations she should have been tougher on you because you had to deal with stuff behind closed doors. If she would have done it in a way that, or something like the way that I'm suggesting, teaching you like, okay, you gonna fuck up. You gonna fuck up some money. You gonna fuck up some friendships. You gonna fuck up some jobs. You gonna fuck up in school. You gonna fuck up because that shit happens. Yeah. Crying about it. If you feel like you need to cry, cool. Go cry somewhere. But the fact of the matter is, you need to find a solution above anything.
I like that.
Because what's next? That's what I teach my son. So when he is in those moments behind closed doors and it's nothing nobody else can do for him, that's fine. He can do it for himself. Because my mom said, okay, I can cry that. I'm going to cry this out if I need to. Then I'm going to figure out what's the solution.
Because I can't stay here.
Crying ain't going to do shit for me. It's going to help me to clear my mind so that I can think clearly for this solution. But I've never taught him, it's okay. You can just cry.
Yeah.
Keep crying. No, nigga. Okay, come on. I feel you, baby. Come on. Go ahead and get it out. All right. Shake that shit off.
All right, what we going to do now? Right.
What's next?
And he gets it. He like, I fucked up. Mom, I'm so sad. I fucked up on my test. But I know what I can do next time. I asked my teacher if I could do this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
see, that's dope.
It's clicking. You know
so before we bring this thing to a close, I just wanted to ask you, what do you have for the people, the listeners, the viewers, the people that's watching from your couch, listening from your car, listen to your favorite podcast or radio show. And I just want to put that in the air
because that's what it is.
We're a radio show and we lit.
That's right.
We lit.
We
all right.
Outside the radio show.
We here. But before you go, I always I've been requiring myself to leave a little bit more than what I came with.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So before we close this up today, what can you leave people with as a as just a mom, a business entrepreneur, a person, just somebody, you had your high moments, you had your low moments of life. What's something positive that you can leave people with just from an emotional state or just overall, like whatever you feel like is your mantra for life?
My mantra for life is move in love. That's it. Just move in love. Any religion, any culture, any whatever they use as a Bible or however they use it, it is all centered in love. That means God is centered in love. If you put love and move in love in everything that you do, you don't have to worry about how it looks in that moment. The plan may change, but the promise will always stay the same. So as long as you are moving in love, no matter what your plan look like, it may look like a bad breakup. It may look like a wonderful marriage. It may look like a losing a business and gaining another job. Whatever it looks like, make sure you are continuing to move in love so that the next step is easier than the last.
I like that. That's dope. You got anything you want to leave with the people before we go?
No, I like I said, I was a listener today. I've been
This my girl right here.
Okay.
learning.
Hey, I can dig it.
This is the second time she was here, and I'll be all in.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, we just wanted to give a little bit more spotlight and insight to who you are and what you do. And we appreciate.
Yeah, shout out to Rod.
When Rod pay some money, when he pay his promo money, he can get a shout out to his business.
That's why I just said Rod.
Yeah. I see a little fishy business too. I'll be stepping. I check my friends. I just want to let you know that.
Ooh.
All my friends could tell you. I
didn't
say you did. I just said I check all my friends. And anybody listen to this, friends, y'all know I check y'all. We got a product getting ready to come out now. I said, hey, bro, make sure if this is what you doing, you straight.
You tighten it up.
Because I want to make sure I don't want to be in the middle of nothing. Because this is where I be at. So, But I do appreciate you coming. You know what I'm saying? Definitely hope to see you more again.
It was fun.
Do you got anything you want to leave with the people?
Know your battles and know your wars.
That part.
Know your battles and know your wars. I say that because you don't always win the battles, but the wars, that's the marathon. So with parenting, with business, with life, with friendships, again, everything that she said, moving in love, but just knowing what you're up against and preparing yourself for that
part.
You'll end with more victories than defeats. So that's my life lesson. That's what I'm learning right now. So.
And whoever the man was that she texted that, you got her fucked up.
You got me fucked up.
So.
He blocked now, so he.
Okay.
Damn. It's a nice day out too, bro. You fucked up, y'all supposed to be
Yeah, we were supposed to be outside.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You done fucked up your day. You done fucked up your whole weekend. It's Saturday. You ain't never gonna get nobody by tomorrow. It's over with for the day, brother.
Like you inside. But
He gonna text you from a text now number. He like, my bad. I'm just, I'm going through
my grandma right now.
I'm going through some things. He trying to articulate his feelings.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But no, definitely we do appreciate y'all for being here. Like I said, every now and then, we're gonna bring some more substance and value to the show. We do get a little ratchet, we do get a little crazy on our topics. Can go from anywhere from co-parenting to I don't know, get some head somewhere that you never know where you're gonna end up getting some head at. Yep.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, that sounds like us. Yeah.
What was the verdict?
Well, we didn't actually have the episode, which we're actually gonna have that episode coming up soon. Where we're gonna talk about some fetishes. We're gonna talk about some other things. Me personally, I'll say this out loud. I don't care. I don't think it's gay if a man get his ass ate by a woman because it's a woman.
Exactly.
So y'all got all these weird technical. I ain't been to prison, so
okay. So
I don't know.
Where I got it from.
I don't know where y'all got it from. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If a woman do it to you, a woman do it to you.
Oh, you just freaky.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting
the difference between gay and freaky.
I'm getting tired of people articulating stuff like, oh, if you let a woman sit behind you and beat you off, then that's gay. If you let a woman lick your nipple, that's gay. Well, damn it, wrap me up in a rainbow sweater and call me
And
gay.
lick my nipple.
And call me gay. Because these
I'm
nipples
gay.
gonna get licked. All right.
Damn it.
I'm not getting my ass ate. But if it was approached, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to bend over and spread the cheeks though. But you know what I'm saying? But like I'm just saying, y'all motherfuckers need to be more open with who you are. You only lying to yourself. Because when you gonna find yourself, you're gonna get to a situation with a woman who don't do that shit, and you gonna be bored, my boy. Guess what? You're gonna be on XXX, you're gonna be on red, and you never gonna satisfy yourself, bro. It's not enough lube. Listen, bro. They don't make enough pocket pussies out here to. They don't make enough. Okay. Listen.
Exactly.
That's why we outside. Okay. But like I said, we had Alyssa here. EV, right? AV.
This is where
AV.
he's getting confused because emotional intelligence, the symbol for it is EQ.
Oh, okay.
So on my page, it says the EQ coach. So that's where he's getting the EQ.
Okay. So listen.
Yeah.
Thank you, the EQ coach, for coming here. We appreciate you. Before we go, you know, I'll leave my good folks at home with something. Look, man, just be blessed, be happy, let life be itself. It's gonna get hard this week, but you just got to keep pushing through. Find some value, find some substance, lean into it, find God. If you can't find God, find yourself, and if you can't find yourself, go get a therapist.
Looking for a new therapist, you can contact AVDPR.
Holla at her, you know what I'm saying? Before we leave, everybody would just want to drop their handle, how you can be reached. We start right here. We make our way around. You know, how can they find you?
Shayna Tanay on IG.
Okay. Nothing special. No underscores, numbers. No dots. Just Shayna Tanay. Okay, bet we gonna drop everybody links too. So, how can they reach you?
You guys can find me actually on Facebook. Just find me on Facebook. It'll link you to everything else that I have going on. My Facebook is Alyssa ALYSSA Kisses with a Z at the end.
You got an email you can drop for the folks at home?
Allie.callmeav@gmail.com.
Okay, that's what's up. We're gonna get you a new email too. We're not gonna use Gmail no more.
That's for any inquiry, like my website email.
No, we're gonna get you.
That is for clients because I don't need that.
We need to listen. They trying to date too though. They need to figure out how they can reach you.
No,
I got y'all fellas.
Number.
We gonna get y'all her Christian Mingles. We gonna get y'all her Christian Mingles. Her Christian Mingle her Christian Mingle handle.
Actually, I am on what's the other one? Farmers Only. Yeah. I'm on
Farmers. I ain't gonna hold you up. I ain't really care for Farmers Only, but we'll talk about it another day.
I'm on IG at It's Big Coco, and Big has 2 G's.
Okay.
Big Coco.
2 G's at the end.
2 G's.
Well, my name is Mr. Outside. You can reach me at Inspiration X on all platforms. That's Inspiration X, Big I, Big X. Be like me and not like your ex. Okay. Level up your life. Level up your life. Don't necessarily worry about what's in your bank account right now. Worry about what's in your future. The money is here today, but I promise you the value will go up tomorrow. So be blessed. Don't be stressed. It was a great day. I appreciate y'all being here. It's the We Outside Show on the Hot 93.97 network. You can catch us every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. midnight. We'll have actually a cast of crazy folks that you may have seen, you might have never seen. But we getting ready to be live outside, so tap in with us. Drop your questions, comments. If y'all got any topics that y'all want us to hit on, drop them bombs too. We always here for you. If you feel like you'll be a great co-host, hey, I'm looking for co-hosts right now. So tag in with me, drop in, send your email, send your resume. I'm looking for some great people to come and help us out. So thank y'all for coming to the We Outside house. Like I said, once y'all here, y'all always cousins. Y'all always welcome back anytime. Just call ahead. You know what I'm saying? Just get here on time a little bit. We trying to stand up for 2023. But I appreciate y'all for being here. And that's a wrap. We outside. We'll catch y'all later. Check out the next show that's getting ready to come on. Let's see. We got No Hangover coming on Fridays. And we also got Ty, Lay's Take. Welcome to the team, Lay. Happy to have you. And check out Jay and check out Princess and Cujo's show as well. We out of here. See y'all later, good folks. Good night.